Tokyo, home to 12 million people. Tokyo is the most exciting, dynamic, crowded and stimulating city I've ever been to. Shinjuku Station is supposed to be the biggest and busiest in the world, handling 2 million passengers a day. The subways are exciting, dozens of lines and maps which bear little relation to the topography, most signs in kanji, the Chinese characters, and staff who speak very little English. I was impressed by the efficiency of the public transport. But getting around is still a time-consuming business, whether underground, on the ground, or above the ground. It's a city without a single centre, having a number of downtown areas, each with its own special flavour. You've probably heard of the Ginza, the zone of department stores, of exclusive boutiques and specialist shops such as Mikimoto, the inventor of the cultured pearl. We were staying amongst the skyscrapers of Shinjuku. They soar heavenwards, and they are without doubt the most beautiful high-rise buildings I've ever seen. Many of them have observation areas on the top floor, so we yo-yoed up and down the lifts looking for the most spectacular views over the 800 square miles of the metropolis. At night, the city never rests. Shops are open late, and as you would expect, there are loads of electrical stores selling the latest high-tech gadgets. pachinko parlours are a uniquely Japanese phenomenon. After 3 or 4 days, though, the oppressiveness of the city was getting to us. We were glad to leave Tokyo for a while, flying to Hiroshima, getting our first view of Mount Fuji with no snow. The approach, nearly touching the treetops, was very hairy. I knew we were to be taken to the Peace Memorial Park the next day, but I wanted to see it at night when there were no people. Some of the memorials were floodlit, some I could only just discern in the half light, and I had time to contemplate. It was a solemn and sobering experience. Looking through the cenotaph, the flame of peace burns, never to be extinguished until all nuclear weapons are abolished. Beyond that is the A-bomb dome, one of the few buildings to remain standing in 1945 and left exactly as it was to remind us. For me, the most moving sight was the children's memorial, inspired by Sadako, a girl dying from radiation poisoning, who believed that if she folded 1,000 origami paper cranes — cranes are a Japanese symbol of longevity — she would recover. She died, though, after making 664 cranes. But children from all over the world still send paper cranes, and they are amassed in their thousands around the statue. Our guide, Yoko, taught us how to make them, and I added mine to the pile. The next day, we visited the Peace Park and Museum. It was very crowded, and I'm glad I went last night. Powerful, moving, and distressing, it tells the whole story of the war, nuclear weapons, of the devastation caused by the bomb, the suffering of the people, all in graphic detail. Many of the older Japanese and German visitors were moved to tears, and no one could come away without thinking of the meaning of war and the suffering it causes. The Japanese constitution permanently renounces war, and they only have a non-military self-defense force.